Hey, it's Investor Zilla here. I've been spending the last few days digging into Fisker. I've been watching interviews with the CEO, reading the financials, and digging through their website. Also ran some of my own numbers. Now, I think we are just starting to enter the EV or the electric vehicle transformation. And with Fisker's current valuation, it has had me really interested in possibly buying this company. Now, if you would just subscribe to my channel or hit the like button. It would really make my day. As always, I appreciate all of you. And I know my perspective isn't the only one. So if you have a perspective to share, please share it with me in the comments below. This is going to be a long video, so buckle up and let's roll. On their website, they call out three major things that they believe set them apart from the competition. The first being the reimagining of the automobile company. I do like that. Fisker is a design forward, digitally focused company full of thoughtful improvements to nearly every aspect of what an automobile company should be in the modern era. Now, the second pillar is beauty and purpose. I won't read everything there, but I do like that as a mission. The third one is really the one I think I care about the most, and they call it the new financial paradigm. Our asset light, direct to consumer operation model supports reoccurring revenue, reduced cyclicality, I can't even say that word, and rapid path to production and profitability. The Fisker Ocean is launching November of 2022. It's the first vehicle that Fisker plans to launch. Let's read just a couple of the bullets here. First is one that I think is so incredibly bold. Building the world's most sustainable vehicle. Think about that for a moment. Some of the things I've seen is them using recycled materials for like the tires, um, or like some of the seats or the carpet. I do love that ambitious goal, and I hope more companies follow suit. Now, they will also offer that optional solar roof. When looking into this, it seems like it won't add a ton of power to the vehicle, but anything is better than nothing, right? So many things here. The 2 points also stuck out to me: the two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive options. I think that's very big, especially for me personally, as someone that needs a four-wheel drive option. Price range of 37,000 to 69,000. Great price range for full-size SUV. Also want to dig into that leasing program here, as that is an interesting strategy that I'm not really made my mind up on yet. Here's some of the features they call out about the Fisker Ocean. Again, I will say that the car looks beautiful. But number six is the one that really jumps out to me. The photovoltaic solar roof is so exciting. I so want to see what the impact of this actually is. Like, could I use this vehicle to drive back and forth from work without ever needing to charge? Now, a lot of the things listed here are subjective, but again, I do think it's a great looking vehicle. Is the light approach going to win out in the long run? I have some real concerns about that personally. Take a company like Tesla that owns its manufacturing versus a company that, like Fisker, is proposing, plans to outsource a lot of it. For example, I've heard Foxconn will be or could be a U.S. manufacturer. Foxconn, to my knowledge, has never made a vehicle. How much confidence can we have in an unproven manufacturer here? On the other hand, with this approach, it should allow Fisker to scale to profitability much quicker once all the pieces are in place. I want to keep an eye on the quality, the manufacturing defects, the throughput, and so many other things. Like, what happens if a manufacturer raises prices? What do these partnerships actually look like? Check this out. Fisker hopes to keep a fleet of its own vehicles for leasing. This is such an interesting idea to me, especially when combined with the microtransaction approach that is mentioned in several interviews with the CEO. I'm really curious to see how this plays out for Fisker long term. With no long term contract, I'd actually think about leasing one of these myself. I hate the idea of debt or big purchases, but paying a monthly fee for a lease Fisker to try out sounds pretty awesome to me. It does depend on what the down payment is, though. If it's a reasonable amount, maybe I will try it. But the leadership team only showed four individuals. There are a few more listed on their investor relations page, but I'm going to be talking about probably the most known individual on their leadership team, Henrik Fisker. And I'll also cover the CTO, Dr. Burkhardt. Okay, Hendrik Fisker has a massive write-up about him. I'll read part of this, and part of the this actually goes to 2 slides. So he is the co-founder and has served as the chairman of the board of directors and the chief executive officer since the company's inception in 2016. He is synonymous with iconic cars and leadership in the electric vehicle development with a passion for technology and futuristic design. He is a risk-taking, innovation-loving, protocol-challenging designer and entrepreneur who turns dreams into reality and never gives up. I'll skip forward a little bit here. So Fisker designed the 2022 Fisker Ocean all-electric SUV, which is set to disrupt the automotive market through its unique design, extreme sustainability, technical features, and affordability. Celebrated as a true iconic figure in the automotive industry, Fisker has been behind some of the most emotionally appealing vehicles ever. The Fisker Karma was the world's first luxury plug-in hybrid, launched in 2011. All right, it talks a little bit more about some of the places he's worked over time, which we'll get into. But I wanted to see what the Fisker Karma actually looked like. And wow, what a gorgeous car! I'm sure some of you out there that are massive car people already knew this car existed, but I didn't, and I love the way this car looks. Now he's been in the auto industry forever, looking at BMW, Ford, Aston Martin, and now of course Fisker. It also looks like he owns his own design consultant company. Actually interested to see if he is using that design company to design for Fisker. Let's just say I am about as confident as I've ever been in a CEO with this kind of background. Also, listening to a bunch of his interviews, I'm starting to get pretty dang hype about Fisker's long-term prospects. All right, so Dr. Burkhardt, he has been the CTO since July of 2020, so not very long. He served as a VP of Automotive at Synopsys from 2018 to July of 2020. Prior to that, from 2016 to 2018, he served as the Senior VP of E-Mobility at Volkswagen of America. From 2011 to 2014, he served as the Senior General Manager of Electronics Department of Volkswagen AG. All right, he has got a great auto background as well, but let's take a look at his LinkedIn. And wow, I did not actually expect to see this after reading his summary. But, there's not a ton of surprises other than I feel like he's been involved with a lot more than I had thought. Most of his experiences come from Volkswagen. I do think his experience at Volkswagen transitioned well over to Fisker, but I'm interested to see what impact he has long term on Fisker. We are talking about two different companies in two very different places as far as growth is concerned. Oh, culture. This makes me sad. Yikes. Um, how does a company that should be small and tight knit at this point have this bad of reviews? Now, I do want to be super fair here. There are only 16 reviews, so I'm not super concerned yet. But if these percentages don't improve, I will be pretty disappointed. I will say this does really hurt my confidence a bit. I read through all the reviews, and I do worry a little bit about the culture. There have been some positive things said as well. As this company grows, hopefully it improves, but we definitely got to keep an eye on it. And growth is what this company needs to do. From what I could find, this company has around 100 to 200 employees. I will caveat that these numbers get out of date quick, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's already higher than that. All jobs you expect to see here, 130. So, I mean, those numbers are right. They're looking to double their staff, but some of them are going to be super key to making this company successful. I'm going to watch how these job openings change over time. All right. So here's the 6-month chart on this. The company has a 52-week high of $31.96 and a low of $8.70. At the time of taking the screenshot, the market cap is just over $4 billion. I started to really get interested in this company as the market cap dropped closer to $4 billion. I'm going to be honest here. The fact that this company had $0 in income did surprise me, even though it shouldn't in hindsight. I just expected something. licensing revenue, merchandise even. I just didn't expect $0. Here's what makes me even more nervous is the fact that this company is worth $4 billion and only really has a design and a plan. But I mean, they do have some reservations. You can see the number growing over time. We are most likely not going to see delivery of the Ocean until late 2022 or early 2023. And the number is still growing. I know they are estimating November 22, which would be a major accomplishment if they hit that timeline. But I don't know. Like, this company may not make money for a few years yet. I just want to talk about this real quick. So you only need $250 to reserve your Fisker Ocean. So I'm not sure how solid that reservation number will remain. How many of those will actually convert to real purchases over time? I'm hoping all of them do. But I do worry that if delays happen and the car gets pushed well into 2023, that we'll probably see more cancellations. The balance sheet is fantastic, mostly thanks to the public market, where they added about $1 billion. So from a cash standpoint, this company's valuation could actually make sense. We are looking at a company that has $1 billion in cash and assets with little to no debt. All right. Analysts, they're split on when this company is going to actually see some revenue. Okay, another thing to be honest about here is there are very few analysts even covering this company. So let's keep these numbers in context. I personally don't see them making revenue in 2022 and embedding that in 2023 revenue will start coming in. Now, analysts are thinking they will have an average of $354 million in revenue in 2022. Personally, I haven't seen enough to believe that yet. So I reserve 5 to 7 positions each to take about 1 to 1.5% of my portfolio as a very speculative stock buy. I currently have 4 of those positions filled with a Shift, Unity, Coinbase, and Tattoo Chef. I believe with a few more earning reports, a few of these will be solid enough for me to consider them no longer speculative. Now, over time, I want these companies to move out of my spec bucket and into my long-term growth category. But I do have room to add one more, maybe 2 more. That's a speculative play. But honestly, I'm still on the fence. We're probably 2 ways away from seeing a Fisker Ocean on the road, and I'm worried this is just late to the market. But when I put this into perspective, is 2 years really late? Man, I'm not sure. I think about 3 things here: revenue, the Ocean SUV, and cash. I feel good about the cash on hand. I think I'm okay with revenue being $0, but the Ocean, not proven. I was so tempted to buy shares of this stock because I think this company could easily 10x someday. But there just isn't enough for me to invest in right now. I definitely am not saying you should or shouldn't invest in this company. I just feel like right now that I can't take the risk personally on buying this company at $4 billion. Now, I do hope this company succeeds, and I will most likely invest in it once I see some of the Fisker Ocean milestones being hit. It's risky. And in this case, the risk reward potential just doesn't feel like it's going to favor enough yet. With that said, let me know if you own Fisker. What percentage of your portfolio is it? What parts did I get wrong in this video? As always, invest safely and see you next time.